Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm Elise, and I'm going to be playing this game over here. Let's go ahead and minimize that stuff so I can see what I'm doing. You can see this kind of dates the video, I suppose. But I wanted to make sure you knew to go if you want to play this game to go to @2queersplay on Twitter, and it's the pinned tweet right here. Eskay is making a video game and I'm excited. They got me into Twine a little bit. I started making my own. I've kind of been taking a break from it, but um, so let's play this game, shall we? Okay. You wake up vomiting in a decrepit room. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you are, and some woman you've never met is insisting that you're part of some grand experiment that you've never heard of. But honestly, that sounds like way more than you can handle right now. All you want to do is get somewhere safe, take a shower, and try to get a good night's sleep. This whole sci-fi intrigue thing sounds way too complicated, doesn't it, though? Oh, there's little previews of the game over here. Interesting, okay. Sure, you could maybe investigate this corporation that seems to have a distressing amount of control over your life, but that sounds pretty hard, to be honest. Why not just take a nap, drink some coffee, read a book? They're only going to experiment on you for a month, so why make it harder on yourself? Exactly. Days Without Yesterday is a queer, depressing, and mildly horrific interactive novel about waking up in the cyberpunk future and just not having the spoons to deal with any of this shit. This project is currently playable as demo. Yeah, big thing. This is a demo. The full game is going to be out like later this year, but right now it's just like a little bit of a demo. So, let's play the game. Oh, that's bigger than I thought it'd be. Okay, Days Without Yesterday. Yeah, I remember way back last summer, Eskay kept like taking pictures of these power lines and stuff, and I was like, oh. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, I see. I see what that was for. So, content warnings. So this goes for you as well. This interactive novel is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Depending on your decisions, it can feature scenes of bodily harm, suicidal ideation, physical assault, intense gender dysphoria, and consensual sexual activity. No matter your decisions, you'll get graphic descriptions of depression, anxiety, and effluvia. Let me get my phone real quick. Eskay's using the big words right now, and I don't know what this means. Effluvia. An unpleasant or harmful odor, secretion, or ew. Eskay. Jeez. Okay. What do I hit? I wonder if it just closes the tab if I press not okay. Huh. Okay, credits. I want to read the credits. Yep, Eskay. Coding assistance and emotional support provided by Vivian. Photography by Eskay. Yeah, here's go watch their YouTubes. Their YouTubes are great. Oh, Chloe worked on this. Okay. Start. I'm like several minutes into a very short game, so already. This video is going to be like 3 hours long at this rate. You kneel on the cold tile floor, both hands grasping the porcelain bowl in front of you. A nauseous feeling brews in your stomach as something starts to force its way up your throat. Ew. Probably looking around me will throw up all over the room, so I'm just going to try to throw up. You begin to heave, forcing the rest of your stomach contents out of your mouth. Your hands shake as you grasp the sides of the bowl, grip slick with sweat as you try to keep your head properly positioned. Use one of your hands to try to push your sweat-soaked bangs out of your face, the motion causing your wrists to smear more grime onto your glasses. Ew. That's okay, you didn't want to see this anyway. Burning bile starts to emerge from deep within your body, stinging your tongue as it passes out. It plops into the bowl in a wet, thick wave splashing. God damn, Eskay. Jesus. You're just now realizing that you didn't get a chance to flush. Okay, and continue. Oh, Jesus, there's another page of this. What are these buttons? I'm guessing this is bookmarked to where you can continue it later and then help. So I'm not going to press them. I don't want to mess anything up. Continue retching. As the final wave passes out of your body, you finally get a chance to take a breath, causing the taste of mixed there's that word again. Good job. Effluvia to fill your already soiled mouth and the stench of human waste to sting your nostrils. The sweat falling from your forehead and sheets turns cold, giving you a few moments of sick relief. You should probably look around at this point. You push back from the bowl and fall slack against the cracked tile wall behind you. A moistness seeps into the seat of your pants as you lean back, tucking your legs beneath you to take the strain off your knees. You take your glasses off your face and rub the lenses to try to wipe them against the leg of your pants. You can see a bit better, but you're really going to want to clean those later. You seem to be in a single-occupancy restroom, furnished somewhere between metro station after the bar is closed and gas station restroom without a key. The porcelain toilet shows signs of rust around its base, where untold months of neglect towards the dust and grime buildup has caused it to turn a maroonish brown. That's just toilets. Are you judging my housekeeping, Eskay? Because that's just what they look like. Okay, maybe I'm a bad housekeeper. I don't know. Drink time. Y'all always take drinks in the middle of Let's Plays, so I'm going to do it too. A metal sink juts out from... Oh, have I not been clicking things? Oh, God. Have there been things to click? I forgot. It's twine. Oh, no. I don't think there have been. I think it's been pretty straightforward up until this point. Let's take a look at that toilet again. Toilet bowl is full of a brackish slurry of human effluvia. You just love that word. Okay. It's sewer backwash. A lump of something isn't drifting in the fecal edit. Is this gonna reach in there? I'm not clicking that one, no. An extravagant cobweb connects the base of the toilet to the back wall, where a small arachnid hurriedly removed itself from view. Let's flush that toilet. Unfortunately, trying to flush the toilet just causes the plumbing to make some gurgling sounds. You back up and narrowly avoid getting another face full of fluids. Probably shouldn't do that again. Try to flush the toilet, I guess. Despite your better instincts, you try and flush the toilet again. This time, gross septic water seeps into the bowl, adding to the repulsive slurry already there. It climbs up and starts to spill onto the floor, but before another large chunking sound stops it, some of the mixture spills over, adding to the moistness on the floor. A wispy, turgid bit of feces flows onto your sneakers. You can feel it begin to soak through the old, thin material. Why did I do that? Try to flush the toilet. Oh, God. I'm gonna get a game over somehow doing this. Let's do it again. Okay. Okay, you feel very strongly that you're going to stay away from the toilet handle from now on. I am not. God damn it. Don't take away my agency. Okay, look around the rest of the bathroom. Alright, I'm playtesting this. Let's take a look at that toilet again. I'm going to try to flush it again. Okay. Alright, good job, Eskay. Alright, what about the sink? Water drips rhythmically from the rusted rim of the sink. Some of it collects in small pools formed by the aged metal bowl, creating Tide Pods of debris. I wish this bathroom could use some Tide Pods. Tide pools of debris radiating outward from the center of the drain in a small brown stain. Hard water stains. I'm trying to clean some of those out of the old house. Pain in the ass. Pumice, really good for that, actually, if it's porcelain. I found that out. Alright, on hour 5 of this 1 hour long game, the handle on the faucet is just slightly skewed, like somebody had tried to wrench it from some more. Let's take a look at that stain. You give it a closer look just to make sure that it isn't moving. Thankfully, it's not mold, it's just blood. Oh, wow. Okay. Blood. You look down. Veins mark your hands like ridges, each an aqueduct casting... this is getting gross. Okay. Let's look. I know where this is going, kind of. I hope not. Casting blue shadows along your back, guarded only by this cracked, thickened layer of skin and those fine sentinel hairs that seem to be invisible when you aren't looking, a vector field of some invisible force. Further up your wrist is where the cracks widen. First you notice the scars, the places where your skin is healed unnaturally. Patches of discoloration in every shade, puckers to scar tissue around the pinkish wounds, pockmarking the surface of your arms. Then you notice the scabs, the places where the skin has only recently healed over, the chitinous layers of sickly green and yellow holding back pools of red lifeblood beneath. Around them, the skin becomes flaky and white, like it could come off at any moment. You prod one with your finger, it's thick and hardened, but only tenuously connected to the skin around it. You prod the whitened skin surrounding it, coming off in flakes. How easy it would be to take it off. Where's the back button, please? I hope this isn't... I didn't just lock in this choice, because I don't want it. I don't want it. I always start with the last sentence, and that... Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Your nail slides underneath... Oh, fuck's sake. I mention I'm squeamish about this kind of thing. For the vine. That's not a thing. Your nail slides underneath the scab, forcing the connecting tissue to break, sending a small ripple of pain down your spine. And before the sensation can leave your skin, endorphins start to seep into your body, the chemical numbing a sickening relief. You pull back your hand, you can see just underneath where the pink exposed flesh runs wet. You can leave it alone now, and it'd probably heal back over. Kind of wish that, the word blood and kind of clued me into this not being a good route to take on clicking everything. Oh well. Blue blood turns to red and runs out of your arm, adding wet rivers to your already rough topography. As you stare in awe at the small flow that stubbornly pushes itself out of your body, the endorphins run just as thick and down. Oh my god. Strangely, a tension in your shoulders seems to release as a weight you never knew you were carrying has been lifted. This feels natural, like you've done this many, many times before. Before what? How can this feel so time for a drink. My mouth's dry. How can this feel so familiar and repulsively comforting if you can't even remember anything before these moments? The notion brings odd clarity to your thoughts, focusing you again at the task at hand. You look down at the wound again. The thumb from your opposite arm is already pressed flat against it. You leave it there for a minute or so, and the flow stops, pressing beyond the crater lined into your skin. You wipe the fingers against your shirt, adding another red stain. You may not know why your body reacts this way, but you can get yourself through the next few minutes. You know you can. Anyway. Oh my god. Alright, let's not click on everything. Alright, so a metal sink juts out from the wall with a mostly broken mirror above it. I've seen enough movies that I did not like to know not to fuck with a broken mirror, especially when Eskay is going to be pulling that kind of shit, so we're not clicking on mirror. A cardboard tube with 2.5 squares of 1-ply hangs on... Alright, there's nothing wrong. Go with wrong 1-ply. 1-ply is a friend. Despite how little was left on the roll, you can tell instinctively that it wasn't hung the way you prefer it. You wonder whether or not someone actually had used that roll in recent history. Alright, let's hear it. Whichever way that is. Okay. Way to be a fucking centerist. It's supposed to go over the front. FYI. Let's fucking continue this game. The rusty handle creaks in your hand as you pull the door open. You only get the barest glimpse of a fluorescent lit hallway before a woman leaning on the wall beside the door turns and looks at you. What the hell is on your face? She asks disgustingly. For fuck's sake, clean yourself up before you come out. She grabs the door handle from you and forces it shut again. Find a way to clean yourself up, my guy. Okay, well, the sink, again, is the only thing I can think of. That may be the 1-ply, so let's try to Monkey Island our way. Let's use some tap water, yes. You crank the handles on the sink, but unfortunately it doesn't work. It's worth a shot. I guess the toilet paper? Okay. Let's use that to clean ourselves up. So I noticed the programming there, where none of this stuff showed up until I opened that door. I saw, having started on my own Twine project, I recognized some of these things. You wad up the toilet paper remnants into a small ball, grabbing as much as you can before the glue keeps it stuck to the cardboard roll. I hate that part. You wipe the greasy slime from your face, and though it comes away soaked, you're pretty sure you got it all. Guess that'll just have to do. The empty holder from the wall still hangs by a single rusted screw from cracked towel. Oh, the wall's interesting now. Let's just leave. Okay, finally you feel prepared enough to leave this horrid bathroom. Congrats on that. Thanks. Alright, this is a big old novel here. You step out into the hallway, which doesn't seem to be in better repair. Sickly fluorescent lighting colors everything a bruised shade of yellow. A small mound of stucco is piled on the floor, and what's left of the walls is visibly flaking. You don't see any windows, only rows upon rows of closed doors. A woman leans up against the wall adjacent to the door. She sizes you up, standing a good head above your own height. She's dressed casually enough, blue jeans, a black t-shirt, and an open evergreen jacket with more pockets than you can count. Oh, Rob Liefeld's daughter, then. Okay. You can tell she's impressively fit. Her tight jeans show the definition of her calves, and her arms bulge slightly in her jacket sleeves. Her hair is bound up in a severe bun, but that seems to be more for convenience than style. She wears no makeup you can see, and no jewelry save for a single nondescript ring around one finger. Took you long enough, she says, turning to walk down the hallway, motioning you to follow her. Come on, let's get this over with. Follow her, fuck that, go the other direction. Tell her you don't know who you are. I'm out. You immediately turn the other direction, start running down the hallway. As your foot starts step to echo down the hallway, you hear the woman yell behind you. That way's a dead end, dumbass. Sure enough, within a few yards, you just pass your small island of gross fluorescent lighting. The hallway ends with only a door off to the side. The woman starts to talk as she slowly closes the gap between the two of you. Honey, I know you're probably scared right now. None of this is making any sense to you, but you're my 10th case today, and I don't have it in me anymore. Can you just come with me so I can debrief you and get the hell out of here, please? Here's my bet, because I like to instead of just playing the game and finding out, I like to make a bunch of annoying game theory guesses as to what's going on. But I'm guessing cryogenic sleep. I remember in Transmetropolitan, there's this whole thing about like people who got their heads frozen cryogenically and to be woken up in the future, were basically like people felt obligated to like wake them up, but they were like kind of like, ugh, these people, so they just kind of like left them out on their own, and like the future was so different that they couldn't handle it and stuff, so they basically became homeless and like this class of people that were like just kind of forgotten about, but they had like, you know, all these memories from the distant past that anyway, yeah, I'm guessing cryogenic sleep. She's up to something, stand your ground, or fine, follow her. I feel like I can trust Eskay on this. So she leads you down the hallway and opens another door, motioning you inside. Fucking book it! Alright, now let's go in. She opens the door into a cramped, dusty room. She takes a plastic chair on one side of a battered wooden table. Offhandedly, she gestures at the chair opposite her. You pull out the chair and take a seat. I'm imagining she's sitting backwards in the chair. You know, with like all cool and stuff. I'm Dr. Suki, a representative of Semiotech's experimental division. She begins, kicking her feet up to the table. More importantly, she continues, your name is Jinwana Su. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. She pulls out a manila folder from somewhere and throws it across the table at you in a manner you're sure she has practiced before. It slides to a halt barely an inch from the edge of the table where you sit. She pulls out a slick phone and a chunky orange case from her jacket pocket and sets it on the table in front of you. It's already been queued up to a video. With the tap of her finger, it starts. It's like the YouTube, like, so you've woken up from a cryogenic sleep. My name is Jinwa Shu, and oh. Okay, I love that. That was good. The woman in the video sits and stares at the camera with a bored look on her face, one finger twirling her long black hair in hand. She's wearing a cotton t-shirt with an asparagus piss yellow. That's a description. An asparagus piss yellow logo on it that reads Semiotic. A brief glance at your chest confirms you're wearing the same t-shirt, albeit one with a gross pink stain on it. She begins to talk again. My name is Jinwana Shu, and I consent, of my own will, and without duress, to be a test subject for Project Scummer. Scummer, ew. Please continue reading. In exchange for participating... Oh, fuck. Not to exceed 1 month. So I took all the degree. To waive all charges that... Oh, I see. Ooh. So not of my own free volition, as it turns out. Okay. Dr. Suki slides her phone back into her pocket. Project Scummer is the code name for a procedure of testing copies of the entire data of one's consciousness at a single point in time, storing it so it can then be restored to the subject at a later date. She kicks her legs back up, resuming her relaxed posture. However, as a quirk of the current methodology, it induces a state in the subject somewhere like complete retrograde amnesia. Oof. She pauses, reaching for an insulated mug that you hadn't noticed. Raising it to her lips, she takes a sip. Blech, I hate lukewarm coffee. She takes another sip, especially pod coffee. Yeah. Keurigs are gross, by the way. They keep, like, if you don't use them regularly, they, like, have a reservoir of water inside them, and you can't really get to it at all, ever, to clean it. So, there's mold in there, if you have one, just FYI. You wait for a moment while she downs another gulp, swallowing with a disgusted look on her face before continuing. The dossier in front of you has all the information about yourself that you thought you should know, as well as copies of the documents you signed before granting Semiotic the proper permissions and rights. I love that word, Semiotic. Semiotic. Okay. Open that folder up. You carefully open the folder she hands you. You're surprised to see that it contains actual Dead Tree documents, though you're not sure what else you expected from an actual manila folder, nor why you possess these assumptions. The first group of documents appear to be a bunch of dense medical records, clipped neatly at the top. One group of documents is haphazardly stapled, pages uneven, with a sheet that says volunteer identification form across the top. Another set of documents appears to be some kind of dense legalese, which you are not looking forward to. Let's start with those medical records. Pick up your medical records and scan through the first page. It's surprisingly detailed medical history, everything from childhood sickness and injuries to recent surgeries and current medications. Let's see about this. Pneumonia, varicella, acute otitis. I assume that's not anything important. I'm not going to Google it. Injuries, fractured both forearms. Oof. Surgeries, appendectomy, vaginoplasty, breast biopsy. Oh, okay. How did I know this was going to be about a trans character? Because it obviously is going to be. Current medications, citrulline, estradiol, vitamin D supplements, and a couple of larger words you can't easily parse. Okay. What? Oh. What? Y'all are Americans. Spell it the right way. There's more. The second page takes you to a second parse. It's clear that your own body represented there, but only after squinting in the text do you realize what it's for. It appears to be a complete breakdown of all your biological identifiers, from finger and thumb prints to your DNA sequence. Even banal things like your eye color, skin tone, and hair color are recorded. Let's find out more about our character. Hair color: natural brown, dyed black. Black hair is the best hair. If you don't have it, go get it. Skin tone: sepia brown. Eye color: hazel. DNA sequence: obviously not the whole thing. Okay. That's a ball that's useful there. Volunteer identification form. You pick out the set of documents with the volunteer identification form on top and start to page through them. You must have filled these out yourself, judging from the nature of the questions and the terrible penmanship. I can relate. The first page lists a bunch of banal facts about yourself, such as your middle name, your reported orientation, your reported gender identity, and pronouns. Just in case you really didn't get everything from earlier, here's more information about how trained your character is. You're not sure what good it does to take you don't know your age or your sexual history, but you suppose it's somewhere to start anyway. Terrible penmanship. You don't know much about yourself, but you seem pretty certain you're the kind of person with terrible handwriting. I once, when I worked at Sears, I had to write like stock numbers onto boxes that I put up on shelves, like in the stock room, and apparently the way I make 8s made the assistant manager think they were 3s, and it like I went on lunch break and I came back to everyone panicking because they couldn't find this one thing for a customer. It was an ordeal. I'm like, how can you possibly think that's a 3? It's an 8. Okay, anyway, that's enough Elise anecdotes, I suppose. How long is this recording on? Oh, Jesus, I'm taking my time. Okay. What's my middle name? It starts with a J. Sierra, damn. Everyone's middle name should start with a J. Orientation, asexual, polyamorous, panromantic. Okay. I can relate very much to that. Gender identity and pronouns. A hastily drawn picture of a cartoon shark eating a stick figure yelling capitalism. Okay. It's unclear whether it's the stick figure or the shark who was yelling. No offense, Eskay, but that sounds like such a Vivian addition to this game. I'm gonna blame her for that one. Okay. You're not sure what good it does you to know your age, or you're saying, oh yeah, I need to actually click these things. 25. Sexual history. Depends on your definition of sex, you followed by something allegedly crammed into the remaining 6th of the box on the form, but you suppose it's somewhere to start anyway. Another page. Emergency contacts. Starts with a series of blanks at the top labeled parents or guardians, and 2 appear to be filled in, both labeled father. Those must be your dads, you guess. Only 2 other names appear on this list, one labeled as roommate and the other as fuck buddy who would take a bullet for me. You try to memorize some of the names for later, but you can't seem to hold on to them for very long. Oh good, you suck with names. That seems to fit with everything else you've learned about yourself. That's all that's useful here. Before you can reach for another part of the documents, Dr. Suki coughs aloud. Usually people have more questions for me at this point of some kind. You try to avoid her gaze. You really rather just keep reading, but it seems like she's expecting you to answer. Is that what you're supposed to do? Probably. Alright, what kind of person was I? What are all these medications here? Can I see the rest of the video? What am I supposed to do for a month? What if I get sick or injured? How does this procedure work? I don't want to know any of these. There was a medication I didn't recognize, so let's just see. Okay. Most of them are things your own doctor has used prescribed, she says. From where I'm sitting, it looks like you probably were dealing with some pretty rough depression. Oh, it must be an antidepressant. Semiotech has added a few prescriptions, though, she adds, and I recommend you keep up with them. They'll help prevent any unwanted side effects from the procedure. Keep unusual pain at bay, stuff like that. Seems sensible. Ask her something else. What kind of person was I? If you're referring to the stuff you wrote in your intake form, she replies, gestures at the papers you were just reading. You were kind of obnoxious, very opinionated, very firm, and absolutely annoying to be around. But my boss told me it defeats the whole point if we don't let you answer them the way you want to, so I guess, thank yourself for that. Can I see the rest of that video? I mean, if you really want to, she says, pulling her phone out of her pocket. I think you went on like that for a while, so let's get to the part where you resume. Here we go. She taps her fingers on the display a few times, fast-forwarding part to part, past you making some angry faces. She takes an extra second to make sure the display is facing the right way before hitting play. Okay. We'll agree to waive all charges resulting from the aforementioned incident. Aforementioned? Really? Withdrawing before the end of the testing period or refusing to participate for the full duration will void this contract, and Semiotech will pursue any and all charges related to the incident on... So it's blackmail, huh? No, I get it. No one would ever agree to this unless you force them to. It makes perfect sense. I would just appreciate you being upfront about it. No, wait. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Okay, I don't know what was going on in that last little bit there, but it seemed ominous. Ominous. Um. Oh, look at that. You can click on that. Interesting. I didn't realize that was a thing in Twine. Okay, Dr. Suki stops the video again, placing her phone back in her pocket. Clearly, you were under a lot of mental stress at that point. I don't really understand where your outbursts were coming from. At every step of this process, we've bent over backwards to receive your consent before proceeding. That's not how consent works, but okay. You guess that's all you're going to see about it? Okay. What am I supposed to do for a month? Whatever you want, really. Just keep doing whatever it is you feel like doing. There are really no wrong answers. No matter what you do, we'll get good information back. Okay. What if I don't come back in a month? She raises an eyebrow slightly. Not like that. No, I get what you mean. I'd be pretty curious too. Basically, nothing. You just never get your memories back, and you just retain everything happening from here on out. As far as we've seen anyway, that's why we're still testing. And also why it's still important that you come back. Makes sense. What if I get sick or injured? Don't worry, we have the best medical staff in the world on hand. As long as you're participating in our research trials, we'll have full access to them. That's actually pretty reassuring, come to think of it. Something else. How does this procedure work? It's actually pretty fascinating. The auto-personal transference procedure, or AT procedure, works by copying a person's total neurological state, and her pace starts to quicken as she gets into the details of how the procedure works. You don't really have context for any of the terms she's throwing out, so you just nod and let her speak for a while. Eventually, she seems to run herself out and find an opportunity to get another word in edgewise. Ask her something else. Hey, Eskay. Your thing's broke. It's too far over. What if the procedure fails? Don't worry about that. The current version of the AT procedure has a 90% success rate so far. And in the rare cases where issues have come up, almost all test subjects have made a full recovery. Seriously, I'm required to say it like that, but if it makes you feel any better, it's something I've felt confident enough to have done to myself. Well, that's better than nothing, you suppose. Why is it called the Oblathoplatop? It's a temporary name, she says, waving the question off. Okay, I see. So what happens when I come back in a month? This is your return agreement. Basically, it's just an agreement that you'll be back here in a month, and also for the weekly check-ins. You could stay here for the whole month if you really want to, but we get better data when you interact with the world in a more meaningful way. Just sign on the dotted line there and we'll be done. Push your hesitation and doubts aside as you sign. Sign that bitch. You're not really sure how you signed that. It just felt kind of natural to your hand. Muscle memory, that's how. Eskay, is my character left-handed or right-handed? It's very important to me to know this. Not really. She takes the document from you and places it carefully in a manila folder and then takes her seat again from the opposite end of the table. She kicks up her legs, pulls out her phone, and starts tapping away. You wait in uncomfortable silence as she uses her phone, ignoring your presence. You get a brief glance at the screen and see that she's playing some kind of video game involving humanoid lizards and scantily clad men. She lifts her eyes back towards you. Oh, what? You're still awake? I thought for sure I'd measured that right. As if on... Okay. She lifts her eyes back towards you. Oh, wait. Yeah, I read that line. As if on cue, you start to feel heaviness behind your eyelids and your limbs start to falter with unexpected exhaustion. Ah, there it goes, she says, returning her attention to the phone. Sleep tight, Jen. See you in a week. Oh, that's a good name. A week? Oh. Days. Without. Yesterday. Was that it? That was it. That was the whole thing. Cool. Fuck. Okay. Fucking hell, Jared. Why is this so blurry? They're waking up. Sedate them now. Get them strapped down. You don't remember waking up. You do remember the gross white lights. You remember being a flame. What? Oof. Defibrillation. You do remember lying on the bed. They won't let you move for a long time. That's probably for the best. After all, Solus, you deserved this. Ooh. Why is that? Oh wait, are we done now? Do you remember anything else about that evening? Waiting for the random yes to pop up and hit that. Yeah. Come on. Do it. Do it. Okay. Want to be nonverbal. You're laying down on a wide bed covered in nondescript white sheets. The back of the bed is inclined, propping your body up and giving you a view of the room around you. Beside the bed, a man sits in a plastic chair, one of those weird ones that looks like it is cut from a pair of cubes. His legs are crossed and the table is propped up against his knees. He idly twirls a stylus about his fingertips. Do you remember anything you shared with me in our previous discussion? Nope. The man sighs and leans back in his chair. He idly taps his stylus across the tablet, his other hand stroking his exposed chin. Let's start a little bit more basic then. The mask around his mouth... What? Oh, he's wearing that surgical mask, duh. The mask around his mouth stretches empathetically, attempting to close the remove from his distant... Oh, that sentence does make sense. I'm just very bad at words. Attempting to close the remove from his distant clinical questions. He leans in closer, eyes staring from behind the fog lenses of his glasses. Can you remember your name? Janwana Sue. And your middle name? Sierra. Mm-hmm. Do you know your age? 25. I know everything. I am the best at knowing me. Place of birth? No. Your parents? I have 2 fathers, I think. Okay. Okay, Jen, based on our discussions earlier and your responses now, I have a hunch as to what might be going on. What is it? Jen, what was the last thing you remember? I remember reading about myself. You did have a small period of lucidity a few hours ago, but we tried to get you to confirm some basic information about yourself in that evening, but no, most of your answers were nonsense. Do you remember anything else? I remember trying to run away. That sounds about right, he says. The night they found you, the emergency crew, you had so much crap in your system that, hold on. He swipes across the tablet a few times, frowning with concern. Here it is. The people that brought you in, they mentioned you fought and wrestled them off of you. You tried several times to run away. It looks like you weren't able to get far, but still. He trails off. Do you remember anything else? You remember vomiting? Well, you did. Vomit, I mean, a lot. I don't know what to tell you. Remember some sort of experiment? See, that's the one we have trouble with, Jen. Of all your false memories, that's... Oh, fucking gaslighting. Okay. It's the only one we can't seem to place. What are you talking about? Jen, do you even know why you're here? A few nights ago, you suffered from a terrible overdose. You're found in an abandoned building with more substances in your system than anyone should be able to handle. You're admitted here, and we did everything we could, but they were so late in getting to you. There's no easy way to say this, but you've suffered from incredible brain damage, mostly centered around your hippocampus. You've irrevocably damaged your memory. You seem to have near total retrograde amnesia, and judging from how your most recent memories have formed, you're still suffering immense trauma that's inhibiting your ability to form new memories correctly. Jen, there's no experiment. Okay, ambiguity in the plot. Cool. Best we can tell, this experiment is the best thing your traumatized brain can come up with to deal with so many experiences you couldn't understand at the time. He sighs heavily. I know this is going to be tough for you to accept, but those few memories you do have, the ones where you say you shared in our previous conversation, they didn't happen. You were never trapped in a dark basement. You never read some, how did you describe it, dossier of your most personal details. And while you did spend some time vomiting in our bathroom, almost none of that happened as you describe. I know this is going to be difficult because you've already lost so much, but if you're going to ever move forward, you need to accept that those events didn't happen. He races onward before you can ask him what he means. This is all moving way too fast for you. Now, there is some good news. Cognitively, you're doing much better than you were earlier, which gives us some hope for your future. If you're able to form coherent memories now, there's a good chance you'll be able to resume some semblance of your normal life. Thankfully, we also have one of the foremost experts in the area available to help you if you like. Nurse, can you send in Dr. Amelia? Is this going to be the doctor from earlier, or just a different name? She's dressed sharply in a dark gray pantsuit, hair pulled back into a severe knot. So many severe hairs in this game. Her glasses hang on the edge of her nose, chains leading down the back to her librarian glasses. Hot. She carries a tablet in one hand tucked underneath her arm, with the other hand resting on top, as if to prevent it escaping. She glances around the room before her eyes come to rest on yours, where she leaves an expressionless stare. She stands almost a full head above you, but what troubles you the most... Yep, fucking called it. Is that she looks exactly like Dr. Suki. You try to wrestle your way from the bed, whether in anger or horror, you're not sure. The doctor who is interviewing you quickly rises and pins you down, yelling something you cannot hear. Dr. Suki also records... I already switched to using her name now. Letting out a distressed scream. No, I'm not doing this again. The doctor on top of you starts addressing you directly. Jen, focus, listen to me. He keeps you pinned down, growling into your ear as you struggle. We tried bringing her in last time you were lucid, but you were still muddling through your memories. You started projecting things onto her. Other people begin to rush into the room, taking control of your body. Your limbs are pinned down, strapped to the bed. Jen, this person named Suki isn't real, he explains, regaining his composure. This is Amelia, and she's the best person in the region to help you gain the ability to form coherent memories again. He gestures towards Dr. Suki, who is cowering in the corner, eyes wide with fear. Poor lady. She keeps muttering under her breath, not again, not again, not again. Another person comes by and stabs a needle into your arm. You feel yourself falling asleep. Please let her help you. Week 0. Oh, initial thoughts should not have been picked for scummer, passive purse, hint of anxiety, depression related, GD, gender dysphoria. Prone to nausea, vomiting, is exacerbated by ATP, will not be useful results. Yay, present day. Present time. Okay. I love that reference. I wish I'd called it sooner, but I was like, are they really going to go that far? Okay. You were discharged the next day. One of your fathers picked you up from the hospital and brought you to their home. Thankfully, you didn't live with them. However, that didn't stop the afternoon from being awkward. The two of them sat you down in their nicely furnished living room and asked you all kinds of questions. How are you doing, what you were feeling, what you remembered, what you couldn't. You tried to muster some kind of feeling for your fathers, and you did feel a little bad when you couldn't. But during that awkward silence, as one of them drove you to stay at your apartment, you kept wondering if there was something defective with you. Shouldn't that love be the kind that you feel in your bones? You don't feel love with your bones? I hope not. It sounds painful. And as he dropped you off and filled in your roommate on your accident, all you wanted to do was be in a dark room by yourself so you could turn off your senses from overloading your consciousness with sensory data and possibly sob uncontrollably. Thankfully, your roommate kindly brings you to your bedroom without any fanfare. One of them... You still can't remember his name. What the hell is wrong with you? Oof. Bones. Or in your heart or whatever. Yeah, that's more like it. Roommate, apartment mate, flatmate, roommate. What was her name? God damn it. Alright, bedroom. And as she closes the door, leaving you sitting alone in your bed with nothing but a white plastic bag containing your supposed personal effects, you finally decide that yes, now is a good time to sob uncontrollably. Yeah. You lay down on this bed you've never seen before, grab a pillow you don't remember owning, and choke out a scream. Tears flow freely and sting your eyes with salt as you sob into the pillow. The stress, the anxiety, the fear, the anger, All of it seems to collect into a vicious blend of psychic nausea that whelms your senses and forces submission to its evacuation. Stress. The stress of needing to perform this role you've been thrust into, this person who you don't know anything about, whose well-being and caretaking you're suddenly responsible for, which is only compounded by your anxiety of so many unknowns, of not knowing who you are, not who you're meant to be, what you're supposed to be doing, the worry that if you make one wrong move, you'll fuck everything up, not just for yourself, but everyone around, which creates this all-pervasive fear of making a single wrong move, of making any kind of mistake, of giving yourself away to everyone around you, of exposing yourself to them, making yourself a target for their hostility, which leads to this aimless anger of being thrust without warning into such a situation, of having no say in your being, there's no way out for you, no right thing you should have done, of some baseless injustice in an impossible cosmic scorekeeping, which fills you with the stress of needing... Oh, I see. This seems like it was a very hard bit to program. Especially considering, like, I had all 4 of those choices, so, like, I could have entered this loop at any point. It's really interesting. I'd love to see the code for this. All right, break out of that. Stop the train. You wrench yourself out of the loop before you can go any further. Stop, take a deep breath, focus, you can do this, stop, breathe. You take a few moments to catch your breath. It takes a while, but eventually you calm yourself down. Your eyes are still wet with tears of fright and exhaustion, but at least you can think somewhat clearly now. You want nothing more than to just go to sleep and move on with this entire day, but unfortunately, you reason that there are some things you just need to take care of. You should eat dinner, for one. You're not starving, but damn if you aren't hungry. You should take a shower, because honestly, you feel super gross. Yeah, if you're still all vomited up from the hospital, yeah. Although that was like a week ago that you did the vomiting, so I don't know. Finally, you need to take your medications. You aren't going to let yourself fall behind on those day one, and you know what? You can handle that. You collect yourself, wipe the tears from your eyes, and take a look around your bedroom. You're sitting on top of a wide, sparse bed from which you have a good vantage point of the rest of the room. What's that bed like? You lie back on your bed and let yourself stare at the ceiling. The bed is rather wide, though your feet still dangle over the end a little bit. That fucking mood. That's not... I'm trying to say I relate to that, because beds are short. I'm tall. You're laying atop the nicely tucked sheets, though you do grab the soft blanket lying on top and curl yourself into it. It's nice and warm, and the fabric feels comforting in your hands. You're not quite ready to sleep yet. You feel you could close your eyes and take stock of your evening. Your phone is also within arm's reach. Let's look at the rest of the room first. Desk. You walk over to your desk, pulling out the chair and fussing as it rolls unevenly over the carpeted floor. You sit down and immediately attempt to recline, the back of the chair responding in kind and settling in at a comfortable angle. I can't relate to that, because normally they just kind of like click and creak and like make a popping noise and then like lean back too far, and then yeah, I'm hard on chairs. From here, you survey the contents of your desk. Most of the desk space is taken up by your computer, set up a large monitor, keyboard, and various peripherals plugged in and resting on desktop. Typo. I'm helping develop the game. I found a typo. 3 playtesters, geez. I'm joking, you all did a great job. The only other thing on your desk is the bag of your personal effects from the hospital. Let's log on. Let's get onto the wired. You try to wake up your computer only to discover yourself stuck at a login screen. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, you don't know the password. Oh well. That's a bag. You open up a white plastic bag you brought home from the hospital and go through its contents. First, you take up the wadding, dirt clothing, apparently. Dirt clothing. Clothing made of dirt, mostly loam, a little bit of silt. Apparently, this is what you're wearing when you're brought into the hospital. You wad them up and stick them in the hamster neck. I'm fucking stuck at reading out loud. Oh, just shove that right up that hamster's ass. Oh, okay. You put those aside and pick up a small clear bag. It appears to have various studs and rings in it. That's a bit more than you expected. You put those in your pocket for now, since you need a mirror to do anything about them, and you probably should clean them before putting them in. Another small bag has orange bottles inside and a crisp printed list of instructions for each of them. Actually seems to be more listed than are actually present in your bag. You probably have unusual medication somewhere else. You also pocket those for now, since you'll need to find your other medications first. Part of you wonders if Dr. Yasuki's dossier is anywhere in here. There is, however, a brief handwritten note. You scan it carefully and details properly how to care for your vagina. It looks like you need to find your dilators, as the note calls them. May as well add that to the list of things you need to do tonight. Of course it isn't. You need to stop thinking like that. No, she's real. She exists, I believe. Okay, pocket those. Sweet Solus, your outfit has such roomy pockets. I'm guessing this is the deity of the world we live in. Alright, good. You sit back down at your desk. You can wake up your computer. No, I can't. Look at the rest of the bedroom. Closet. You open the door for your closet and take a look inside. It's small, but you see you fit some clothes on the rack. Admittedly, some more strewn than hung. There are also some random boxes stacked on the floor just behind the clothing. You can also take a look at the rest of the room. Let's take a look at the clothes. Maybe you should take a shower before putting on a new outfit, hey? Fair point. Boxes. You sift through the boxes looking for anything important. Most of them are either empty or contain nothing interesting, but one of them does catch your eye. A partially opened box is a folded up blanket. It looks rather comfortable, actually. You wonder why you'd leave something so inherently snuggly in your closet when you could, sleep with it. Probably has some kind of history. You reach to pick up the blanket, and holy shit, why is it so heavy? Oh, is it a weighted blanket? Wow. Carefully, you heave the blanket upward and stand upright. You suspect it's almost 10% of your own weight, which is frankly ridiculous for a freaking blanket. Regardless, you've gotten it this far, so you bring it to your bed and leave it on top for when you decide to sleep. Well, that's something. Nice, we got a weighted blanket for the old anxiety. Alright, let's look around. Window? You approach the window and pull its cord, causing the blinds to compress upwards and reveal the night sky beyond. You're in the outskirts of the city, and you can see the skyline raise steadily to a peak in the distance. Power lines crawl across the city like an electric canopy, and a soft yellow hue floods the evening sky, blocking the stars from view. You crack the window just a bit, and the sounds of the city start to flood in. The sound of people everywhere, even at this late hour, of cars and trains and traffic rushing everywhere, of sirens and billboards and street advertisements, of electricity humming through the air. It's so sonically overwhelming, even at such a soft, distant volume, that you have to quickly close the window again. It seems deceptively peaceful with the window closed. Alright, what's inside your chest? I'm assuming this is like a box and not like I'm gonna rip my sternum open, so. Okay, good. You walk over to the large wooden chest of drawers, shitting on your floor. It's all over it, just diarrhea. Just fucking ruining the carpet, destroying your property value. Well, I guess you're renting this place, so like, get ready. You're not getting your deposit back. You fucked up. You shouldn't have ever gotten this dresser. It's a piece of shit. Okay. Wooden chest of drawers sitting on your floor. You suspect this is where you keep some of your clothing, when it's not on your body. 3 drawers, top, middle, bottom. Top. Full of underwear. You sift through and find most of it is pretty boring. At least all your panties seem to be basic cotton. Almost all the bras you own are sports bras and the like, and everything is either black, white, or skin tone. You'll probably need those after you take a shower, but you're good for right now. Middle. Unsurprisingly, it's filled with some of your clothing. It's mostly pants and t-shirts, though you do see a few skirts in here as well. Strangely, you don't seem to own any shorts or any skirts that stop above the knee, however. There's nothing in here that you want to wear right now. Bottom. You open up the bottom drawer and find it's chopped filled with the brim with sex toys. I mean, there's no reason you shouldn't own these, I suppose. You're a supposedly consenting adult after all, but some of these seem a little more extreme than you would have guessed. Plus, didn't that form say you're asexual? What would you even need all these for? Out of everything here, a small cloth bundle catches your eye. Come to think of it, these are probably your dilators. Hey, we got our dilators. Okay, pushing the other objects aside, you grab the bundle containing your dilators. After thinking for a second, you also grab a bottle of lubricant and a towel that were inside the drawer with it. You deposit this odd assortment of objects on your bed for when you're ready to use them. Neat. Okay, rest of the room. Bookcase. You walk over to the large wooden bookcase standing against the wall. Its shelves are jam-packed with different books, most of which seem well-worn and read. The books are lined up 2 layers deep, with more laying on their side and a small space between each row and the shelf above. You really don't feel like reading at this moment, but it couldn't hurt to see the kinds of stuff you enjoyed. Oh, more top, middle, and bottom. Cool. Top. Pick out a book. It's about interstellar heroine, Raquel Heroni. Interstellar Heroni. That sounds like a kind of sandwich. I'm all about that right now. I need to eat lunch. An interstellar hoagie, recalling her life's adventures to a biographer. Pick a new book. Oh, I can just go through these. Okay. Yeah, alright, sure. References. Oh, these are probably all references to things. A cold, calculating accountant who takes over a continent through guile. A house that's larger on the inside than it is on the outside. Or is it a book about that book? What? New book? It's about a retired hacker who's brought back into the game to chase someone who's impersonating her old identity. I feel like these are references I'm not getting. Best you can tell, it's about tennis. The rest of it seems boring, to be honest. Okay, we're good here. Bottom. Oh, these are twine games. Oh, and I'd probably just fucking kill your ears, but Horsemaster. Fucking love that game. Good enough of this. Okay. Picture. There's a large framed photo on your wall, which appears to be of your family. Your two fathers are standing in the background wearing matching tuxedos with broad smiles on their faces, placing an arm around your shoulder. You're in the foreground wearing a particularly beautiful white dress. What really confuses you is your roommate is standing beside you, hand held in yours, with two unknown figures behind her. Oh, well, are you married? The two of you are staring at each other with broad smiles on your faces. One of the figures behind her is looking away from the camera, wiping a tear from their eye. Were the two of you... Oh, that is a thing. Yeah. Okay, so your roommate is not a roommate, so that's fun. Your fan is off. Next to your bed stands a tall, upright fan. Beware of fan death. The power light is on. Some of the other lights indicate your preferences have been set. Is that preferences on this son of a bitch? You assume anyway. Oh, okay. You suppose you can turn it on? Yes. The fan hums, breeze starts filling the room, though it does make you slightly more chilly. The combination of cool air and soothing white noise is rather pleasant. Hell yeah. Let's leave this room. I've been on this room for like 3 hours, dude. I swear. You walk out of your bedroom and take a first look at the apartment. Your door opens onto a small carpeted hallway, opposite which is a closed door, presumably your roomie's bedroom. Your wife or non-gendery spouse. I didn't really pay attention to the roommate part. I don't know who they are. You walk to the end of the hallway, which ends in a large living room. Your roomie is sitting on a large sofa opposite a flat-screen television, controller in hand. Behind her, Behind her, the carpet gives way to a linoleum where you can see a small kitchen situated behind a chest-high counter. There's another door here, slightly ajar, which you can see leads to the bathroom. Your roomie nods gently as you come out. Hey, babe, I want to talk to you when you have a chance, okay? No rush or anything. Also, I'm out of here. I'm going back. Let's do that shower. We gotta do a shower. You step into the restroom and close the door behind you. It's not large, but it seems to suffice. There's a sink on the countertop to one side, a toilet sitting opposite, and a shower across the far wall. A small alcove seems to have towels and other supplies in it. Let's take a shower. Now is as good a time as any yet, right? You shed the clothing you've worn all afternoon into a pitiful pile on the floor, already glad to get the chance to free yourself from the day's sweat and grime. Already starting to shiver in the cool bathroom, you reach past the curtain and turn the knob, causing water to spray tepidly from the spigot shoved unceremoniously through the wall above. After a few seconds, it mercifully begins to warm up to acceptable temperatures. You cautiously step into the shower basin, careful not to slip on the slick floor, and let the warm water wash over you. You tilt your head forward for a moment and relax as the warm water rains onto your neck and shoulders, loosening a tension you didn't know you had. It's all you can do to not just stand there and let the water run, letting it massage your aching back and flow over your sweaty skin. You're alone in this cocoon of contentment, insulated from the world beyond the curtain. You feel like you could stay here forever. After letting yourself enjoy the feeling for a few seconds longer, you figure you should actually start to clean yourself. Much as you like to remain in the water's moist embrace, you you think your roomie might have something to say about the water bill. You reach out on the shelf projecting from the wall and grab a bottle of shampoo. Oh, there's another link. Oh well. Okay. Oh, that startled me for a second. You pump some of the goopy substance onto your hand, lather it up, and bring it up to your head. Your fingers start to press the soap into the base of your roots, gently massaging your aching head like it begins to foam in your hair. Your hands start to feel the contours of your head as they scrub gently against your scalp, brush over your ears, and run back down the back of your neck. It's strange not to instinctively recognize the part of you that you rely on for so much. You've only ever seen your head from the front, and except for that video, it's always been mirrored. You've no idea what might actually look like to any other observer. You gingerly take one of your hands and slowly feel your face, letting yourself learn the contours of this foreign body, like how sunken your eye sockets feel, how small strands of hair struggle to push out from under your chin, how pronounced the cleft of your chin is, how thick your eyebrow arch is just so... Okay. Dysphoria. You could go on forever. But you don't have the time to figure all this out. You have other things to get to tonight, you know that. You finish massaging the soap into your greasy hair and duck back into the shower stream to rinse it out. Conditioner. You lather up and I always start like from the bottom down, like the bottom up when I take a shower, but also I don't like getting soap in my eyes, and I almost always end up getting shampoo in my eyes, so like I have to do that last. Fun Elise facts. You lather up the slimy substance and slick it back through your hair, running your hands through its length. It's so much longer than you expect, falling about midway down your back. You gently pull it over your shoulder, combing your fingers through its length. You're supposed to let it sit for a while, right? What's soap? You grab the final bottle and carefully pump some soap into your hands. You lather it up, ringing between your long, rough fingers. Take the mass and start to scrub your hands down the length of your body and experiencing the novel foreignness of your own body, like how around your stomach okay. Cracks your knuckles, how your wide feet splay just swell, how wide legs make you keep your hips. Okay, some more dysphoria stuff. It's odd to consider that this massive meat and will is yours, even if just for a little while. You finish rinsing the soap and conditioner from your body, leaving just the soft brown of your skin and the constant stream of water. You run your hands all over your body, wiping the last bits of soap away. Your arms cross across each other, reaching down your legs, and slowly rise back up, where they briefly rest on your vagina. No. Gross. Stop yourself before you can go any further. No need to make this weird, right? You turn off the water and step out of the shower, grabbing a towel from the nearby shelf. It feels really nice to dry yourself off with a clean, fluffy towel, and within moments, you feel like you've completely refreshed. You hang the towel up to dry and put on your bathrobe, ready to face the rest of your evening. Cool. Cleanliness get. Okay. Let's do a speed run from now on because I gotta switch my laundry out. So, goodbye toilet and sink. No one cares. Okay, gotta go talk to the roomie. You cautiously sit down on the couch beside your roomie, who turns to regard you. She's a heavy-set woman with pale skin, and her makeup is done impeccably to make it look like she has none on at all. Her long blonde hair is loose down her neck, with what seems like natural curls. She wears a long skirt and has a frilled blouse, which seems to be nicer than anything you've seen in your room. She gives you a warm smile. Finally decided to come out, huh? Phone. Oh, I don't care. Jeez. Okay. Where was I? She gives you a warm smile. Finally decided to come out of your room, huh? She smiles you gently. My name is Olivia. You always called me Liv. She pauses the game and she was playing and puts the controller down on the sofa, turning to face you. How are you feeling? She cuts in before you can answer. It's okay. I know you're not going to be perfect with the whole words thing at the moment. She's not wrong. Take your time, honey. I'll be here when you want to talk, okay? Wait, if you want to talk. It's not like you need to if you're not feeling it, okay? Okay. Jeez. Okay, you nod silently. Good, she seems genuinely pleased. Feel free to chat or just hang out or whatever. You do have one burning question. What are we to each other? It's kind of complicated. She stares off in the distance in the thought. I'd call you my best friend. I've known you for a very long time. You've come to me for support in the past. We did try dating once. It was kind of awkward and didn't really work out. Not wife. Okay. But I haven't ever stopped caring about you, and I'm not going to stop now. Does that sort of make sense? I guess you, they, were most important in the world to me. She turns to look at you directly in the eye. You really don't remember anything about me? Nope. I kind of figured that. She grabs some tissue from the box off the table, blowing her nose unceremoniously. It's just that, I don't know. I figured maybe our love was too strong for or something stupid like that. I didn't think you were lying to me, but that's not what I meant. She cringes and takes a deep breath, restarting her sentence a few moments later. I kind of hoped that our relationship with each other was exceptional, and it was for us, not just in the eyes of the universe, I guess. She blows her nose again. I'm sorry, I'm making this all about me. You're the one who's dealing with trauma right now, not me. And I should be comforting you, damn it. You're handling this pretty well. Good job. She stifles a laugh. Well, I'm glad one of us thinks so. Honestly, it's not particularly different from how she usually was. She was always so forgetful. No, that's not really the word for... That's not the word for it. How did she explain it? She was always so overwhelmed. She dealt with a lot of stress, anxiety. She'd talk about how making day-to-day decisions was so taxing to her. She'd hide it well around other people, but when we're alone, it would just sometimes come out. One way she described it always stood out to me. She said it was like living with tunnel vision, like she became so focused on getting through the moments in front of her that she wouldn't stop actually, remember anything or internalize it or whatever. She'd fumble her way through entire conversations with people and not be able to recall any of it later. It was like she was constantly in fight or flight mode, whatever you call that. I don't know, you get it, but I think it just exhausted her living like that. It got so bad it became kind of her normal. She was so used to getting through her days like that. Whenever she'd actually have an important conversation, she couldn't actually get herself to be there. You know what I mean? If it was an important meeting, she always had to make notes to herself just so she wouldn't forget what was happening right in front of her. She'd be asking people to repeat themselves just to make sure she understood everything. God, quit describing me, Jesus. Because she didn't trust her own self to remember it without prodding. She was never like that around me, though. I think that was the only time she trusted herself to let her guard down or turn herself off or whatever. Anyway, what I'm saying is I'm used to it. Don't worry about any of that. Even if you can't piece it all together, I'm going to be here for you always. You're acting as if I'm not her. Yeah, I noticed that. Well, you're not, right? Like, I know you're you. Like, that's your body and all, but the you in your head, that's not her anymore, right? Because that, like, her... Wait. Oh, because that her liked obnoxious avant-garde music and trashy comic books. That her would go out all hours of the evening to meet some random strangers and come back home 4 in the morning to bitch at me about them. That her liked drinking her coffee in the shower and never made dinner unless it was from a microwave. That her absolutely loved both of her fathers and would cry if she had to spend more than a few hours with them at a time. That her remembered me and all the time we spent together. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but you can't be her. You've kind of set up residence in her place, keeping it warm for her while she's away. She's going to come back, right? Oof, that choice. I mean, thanks for guilt-tripping me into this. It's kind of an asshole move to do. I'm not really relating to that. I really want to know what happens if I hit in 1 month. But I'll probably get taken to the fucking hospital again if I hit that one. Let's be comforting, I guess. I am her. I'm sorry, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking. Just because you don't remember anything about us doesn't mean that you're not you, right? Just ignore what I was saying, okay? Of course it's you. I'm just having a hard time adjusting. God damn it. There I go, making it about me again. Yeah, you were. I don't have memories. Jerk. I'm sorry, honey. Can we start over? Just ask me anything. I'll try to help you out, okay? Want to play video games. Do you know anything about me? Can you tell me about yourself? Were we married? Yeah, I want to know this one. What are you... She looks at you with a shocked expression as your voice trails off, leaving her eyes to widen and give you a questioning glare. Within a moment, however, her confusion turns to laughter. Sweet soul, is she talking about, oh man, I thought you were serious for a second. She wipes away a tear and chokes out an explanation. That photo is from where we're both bridesmaids at my sister's wedding. Your folks were there because they're friends with my family, and, well, we just thought it'd be too hilarious an opportunity to pass up, right? Her laughter finally dies down as she takes a deep breath. But no way. We're not married. Not that I don't love you to death, mind you, but oh boy, nope. Nope, none of that. She continues chortling to herself as she rests back on the couch. Well, I guess that's an explanation. Okay. Imagine what would happen if you told her everything. I wasn't in an accident. I'm part of an experiment. I woke up in the bathroom. I was in a dark bathroom somewhere. Dr. Amelia was there. Her real name was Dr. Suki. She herself, maybe myself. I'd great bit of experiment. She old memories. She wanted me. Okay. This isn't a good idea. That's what you want to say. Do you? No. Better not. Okay. Those are really great cutscenes there, by the way, with the little text that goes. I like it. That's a good job. Like I said, I need to change my laundry out, so I guess we'll just get up. Head back to the bedroom. I think it's time to go to bed. I gotta dilate. Dang it. You're not really sure how you're meant to do this, honestly. According to the directions, the point is to expand your vagina for an extended period of time. What kind of an angle would even be optimal for that? Without much else to think of, you push the blankets to one side of your bed and set the towel down on the sheets. After another, you take your pillows and prop them up against the back of the bed. There, perfect. Well, you're going to have to get naked at some point. You shrug off your clothes and discard them on the floor, then lay down on top of the towel, back propped up against the pillows. What was I wearing when I got out of the shower? I didn't take any clothes in there. Maybe like I just had a towel. No. Shrug off my clothes, though. I don't know. It's weird being exposed like this. You haven't had many opportunities to just look at your body to see in what ways its years of life have molded it. You wish you had worn a t-shirt because it's freaking cold like this. You stare at your dilators, each larger than the last, before slowly realizing that you don't know which one you're supposed to be using. It's probably the big one, maybe? Not wanting to chance it, you grab the smallest of your dilators, smear some lubricant on the end, and place it at the entrance of your vagina. Fuck, that's even colder. It goes in easily, however coldly, and within a minute or so, the dilator is resting comfortably inside of you. You lean up a bit and look to discover you've gotten the smallest blue dilator past its final tick mark. That's something, isn't it? Come to think of it, that went in pretty easily. You're probably supposed to be using one of the bigger ones. Next largest one, please. You slide out the smallest blue dilator and start to lubricate the next largest one, the green. It takes a bit more effort, and you need to move slowly, but with some effort it fits inside. You feel slightly fuller than with the blue one, but it still fits inside relatively easily. You're feeling pretty comfortable with the green one, so you decide to let this one dilate or whatever. You didn't really think to grab a book or anything, so you just sit for a while and think. You're really good at thinking. One such thought, why do you even have to do this in the first place? You do have some vague idea of why it's necessary, though you haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about what that means, mostly because you don't want to deal with the implications of having changed so much about your body. Like, how long have you been like this? How long did it take before you made these changes? Were you afraid? Did you grow up alienated by your own body, watching in horror as it grotesquely distorted its image around you, trapped inside a prison of meat as a curled and wound beyond your reach? Or were you, like, chill about it? You don't know you don't think you would have been, like chill about it. It doesn't seem like you. No. After what you feel like has been an adequate amount of time, you slowly slide the green dilator out of you and place it next to the blue one. There's still one more, the largest orange one. Come to think of it, you should probably be using the largest one by now, shouldn't you? Out of curiosity, you lubricate the top and try to slide it in. Within moments, however, you're met with resistance. Maybe it's because you haven't done this in a few days. Regardless, you resolve to move slowly and see how far you can get, pushing in a little bit every few minutes or so. It's actually kind of amazing that your body has even changed this much. It's almost baffling how the flesh of your own body has become malleable, either when directed by chemicals and hormones or directly altered by surgery. Perhaps you're not limited by the meat of your body after all. Hell yeah, cyberpunk. After a few more minutes, no more progress gained on the orange dilator, you decide you've had enough and start to slide it out. Earlier you thought you might have gotten turned on by doing this, but in retrospect, it was just another chore. It's not like you didn't feel anything. You definitely felt something, but it felt kind of That's a word. To the whole exercise. No matter what you did, you still wouldn't have been stuck stark naked on your bed with a cold plastic rod shoved up your vagina and nothing else to do but wait. You discreetly bring the bundle of dilators to the bathroom to wash them off and take some time to rinse off your lower body. Afterwards, you secure everything back in the bundle and place it back in your drawers for later. Next time, you're resolved to wear a t-shirt and to bring a book. Okay. Browse through phone? Sure. Pick up your phone and realize it's locked. Oops. Let's rest our eyes. You close your eyes and try to rest, but your mind keeps racing, thinking of everything you have on your plate this evening. If you have forgotten some of your objectives, use the help button located on the sidebar. Oh, great. You're hearing voices again. Okay. Oh, wait. Apartment. Kitchen. Gotta eat rallies. You walk towards a small kitchen, and as if on cue, your stomach lets out a small growl. Sounds like you could use some dinner. You don't have a lot of energy right now, so you probably want to find something low effort. You walk past the counter where two tall chairs are pulled up against the linoleum floor. Pulled up and step on the linoleum floor. I don't know where I'm getting all these extra words from. Jesus. The kitchen is situated in a small square nook in your apartment. Every sink in this fucking game is clickable, I swear. Every sink. You can click on any of them. Free open world. Free will. I don't know. Sink full of dirty dishes is situated on one of the crumb-strewn countertops that line up two walls. You can see cupboards. The third wall is occupied by a loud refrigerator and a pantry hidden behind a scuffed-up wooden door. What's in the fridge? You open up the fridge and take a look at the food inside. There isn't a lot here, but what remains seems to be some long-forgotten remnants of meals past. There are a lot of half-full jars of various condiments, plastic bags of decaying fruit, and clear containers of half servings of leftovers, and they all seem to be way past their expiry dates. After rifling through a bit longer, you do find a container of pasta leftovers that is dated only yesterday, and it should be easy enough to warm up. What's in the freezer? Severed heads? You pull out the freezer and look through its contents. There's a large amorphous mound of ice congealed to one side, looking like it had crawled halfway inside before succumbing to the cold. There are a few bags of frozen vegetables shoved in there, and as well as a package of frozen burritos that look like they would be ready very quickly. Close the freezer. Actually, freezer, burritos. Hell yeah. You grab a couple of the frozen burritos and a ceramic plate from the cupboard. After reading the directions, you grab a paper towel, cover the burritos, and set them in the microwave for a few minutes. I can't do microwave burritos though. Like, I bought some and I put them in the toaster oven. It's just microwave food, just so not good. I don't like it. Fun Elise facts. Okay. While you're waiting, you look over the counter and watch Olivia play her game. She seems to be fighting a boss of some sort. It's a large, king-like goblin in a huge bowl-shaped hole in the ground, and it continues to summon smaller goblins that harass her character as she strays around the arena. A few of them seem to catch her off guard, and within seconds her character is slain. You hear her mutter something rude to herself before opening the pause menu. She scrolls down a few options before finding an earlier save that she can revert to. Suddenly, her character is back in front of the arena, sword in hand, looking ready for battle. Her health and magic meters are back to maximum, and her health has been restored, and she looks no worse for the wear. The microwave lets out a small chime, letting you know the burritos are ready. You remove the plate, careful not to burn your hands on the hot surface. You bring your food to the counter and lean against it, watching as Olivia enters the arena for the second time. She seems to change up her strategy, camping the boss from a distance and hitting it with long-distance attacks instead of strafing and looking for an opening. When it looks promising from the start, the boss changes tactics and starts launching magical long-range attacks. Powerful. Goblins don't have magic. Though she dodges well, she gets driven into a corner and hit by a stray attack, letting out another groan. She opens the menu and reverts to an earlier save. You gingerly pick up a warm burrito, taking care not to burn your fingers as you take a bite. Olivia looks as if she's ready to go again, though before going into the arena this time, she spends a long time casting a series of buff spells on herself. As she stands there, part of you wonders what happened to all her characters in the prior iterations, sent out to live and die only to have their entire existence written over. Oh, that's ominous. Only to have their entire existence written away on someone else's whim. What happens to all those memories, those experiences when the game is reset? Did they never happen in the first place? Well, no, that can't be true. Someone else, Olivia, was there to remember them. Does that mean that they only existed as far as they remember she did? as she remembers they did. What happens to all those characters who lived only for a few moments? Is their current character even still the same one anymore? Is the current one in the line the only one that can claim to be the original? Or has the original been gone since the first reset? It's all very confusing. And yet, this is fucking Soma right now. We're playing Soma. And yet they're just characters in a video game, right? It's not like they have actual internality or anything. You don't know why you got so worked up in the first place. You quickly finish off the rest of your dinner in silence, putting your used dishes in the sink. Not hungry anymore. Let's go back to the rest of the apartment. Go bedroom. Okay, let's see if we can sleep now. Close your eyes and try to... Oh my god. What am I missing? I'm missing something. You've taken a shower, you've dilated, you've eaten dinner, you've chatted with Olivia. You have your new prescriptions. Oh. Gotta go get my drugs. Okay. Bathroom, sink, medicine cabinet. There it is. The mirror, while not particularly clean, seems to be in one piece. A sturdy-looking handle is attached to its side. Pull that handle. You tepidly open your medicine cabinet only to discover severed heads, some deodorant, a comb, a package of Band-Aids, pain relief pills. You're not really sure what else you're expecting. You do notice a couple of small orange containers with your name on them, filled to varying degrees with pills. These are probably the rest of your medications. You take those out for later. There's also a small container of saline solution. You should probably use that before putting your piercings back in. Ooh, let's do that. You're looking a little bit better now that you've had the chance to rinse off. Your hair is straighter and clean. Your glasses are resting properly on your face, and you're feeling a lot better out of these loner clothes. Okay. Alright, well. Can't do that right now, I guess. We can take our meds. You line up the capsules containing your medication, a collection of orange and green cylinders, stout and tall, or 6 in all. That's some, like, a cant to that. Which seems like a lot. Granted, oh, wait a minute. I currently have 4 active prescriptions, and then I have like 7 bottles in total in my medicine shelf. So, yeah, that's what happens. You find the medications from your own medicine cabinet. The sheet in the hospital sent you home with a list of the various medications as well as your current dosages. We got sertraline, bupropion, estradiol, vitamin D supplements. I don't know if these are real or not. I'm gonna do a Google. I'm gonna Google it. Sertraline. Okay, that popped up, so it's real. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Okay, SSRI. Alright, I know what that is. And bupropion. Let's see, is bupropion. Treats depression and helps people quit smoking. Don't smoke, it's bad for your health. Okay. You grab a small plastic cup from the cabinet and reach out and rinse it out in preparation. Without thinking too hard about it, you shove a fistful of pills into your mouth, switch it back with the tasteless sink water, and swallow. 4 down, 2 to go. You turn your attention to the second sheet from the hospital, this one listing the medications newly prescribed. What we got? Mamitine and dentasone. Those are not real. Those can't be real. Hold on. Especially with, like, that one. Oh, that is real. Cognition enhancing medication. It can treat dementia associated with Alzheimer's disease. Okay, so memetrine is real. Dentasone. Dentosone. This one isn't real. Yeah, that's not a real thing. Dentasone, fake. Probably helps you grow more teeth where you don't need them in your butthole. I don't know. You carefully measure out some of the recommended dosages and hold them in your hand. It's weird to think that such tiny capsules of chemicals have such a profound impact on your well-being. You think this body will assimilate whatever you take into its being, and you will inevitably change how it works, even if it's for the better. I want to swallow this one, but I don't want to swallow this one. This is the bad drug, I guarantee you. That's the one that's doing the bad to me. This one's helping with my memory, and I want to do memories. Memories are a good hobby to have. I guess... Fuck the police. This is for the best. You still don't know what they've done to you. For all you know, these medications could be keeping you from thinking clearly, inducing hallucinations, creating some new addiction, or otherwise ensuing chemically that you finish the testing period. You take the fistful of pills and throw it down the drain. Plus, that sink water is disgusting. All sink water is disgusting. I dated a girl who used to get drinks of water out of the bathroom sink at her place, and that's why she's my ex. That's disgusting, and I cannot abide that kind of just horrific behavior. That's done. The sink, mercifully, is still functional. Yeah, don't throw pills down the sink. Put them in the trash. Okay, I can try putting in my piercings. Hell yeah. You take the small plastic bag with your piercings in and neatly lay them on the countertop. Some of them you figure out easily. You can see the holes in your earlobes where you fit the set of studs, and with some finagling, you fit the bar into the bar in a pair of holes atop your left ear. Oh, an industrial. Okay. You're left with a single rounded bar, and after some investigation, you find a hole through your septum that it fits through. Yeah, a bar in this. Oh, I don't know how piercings work. Take a step back and look at yourself in the mirror. They're all simple metal, no jewels or embellishment, but you feel like they suit you. You could take them out if you wanted, though. Leave them in. You decide to leave them in. Good choice, gorgeous. Wait, are you supposed to not sleep with piercings in? Because, I don't know. I'm trying to sleep here. Bed. Rest my eyes. Come to think of it, you don't have anything else you need to do tonight. In fact, you feel like you could fall asleep. Yes, sleep. Finally, after an evening that seemed to last forever, it did. It lasted for 200 pages, is what it lasted. After an evening that seemed to last forever, you have nothing else left to do but go to sleep. All at once, the stress and weariness of the day that you've been putting to the side seems to hit you all at once, and all you want to do is crawl beneath your blankets and go to sleep. Yes. Almost the moment you close your eyes, you start to drift off to sleep. The white noise from the fan and the comforting wave of your blanket create a nearly sublime feeling of security. Within moments, you've drifted off to peaceful slumber. And you deserve this. What? No. I didn't. Oh, it's fading away. How did you do that, Eskay? That's neat. I like it. Finds basic tasks exhausting, trouble with basic upkeep of self, reclusive, reluctant to reestablish relationships, sluggish, lethargic, confident in sense of self, recovery slow, memory foggy, shakes, vomiting, recog nature, false memories, success likely. Continue. I've had this thing about my continuity, you see, since my long ago realization that people were true only when they were continuous. Huh. D.G. Compton. That name sounds familiar to me. Special thanks to Vivian for not just helping with the coding aspects, but for encouraging me every step of the way. I love you, and your constant love is... Oh, y'all are adorable. Thank you so much for reading this far. It truly means a lot to me that you take time to do so. This is my first planned project, and this demo is about a quarter of what I have envisioned for the full project. If things go according to plan, I'd like to have this project done by the end of the year. If you got this far, it'd mean a lot to me if you would share it with other people. I already retweeted it. You got it. I'd also love to hear your thoughts on this project so far. Reactions, thoughts, bugs, haiku, whatever. Okay. This game was pretty good. There were some typos, though. I still liked it still. Yeah, this game was pretty good. There were some typos though. I still thought it was... Wait, I still thought it good. No. Okay, whatever. One more thing. How are the results looking so far? I mean, okay, I guess. You guess that's it? It's only been a week. She hadn't left her home. She only talks to her roommate. She isn't interacting with the world in any meaningful way. I told you she was a bad candidate for scummer. I didn't pay you to vet my candidates. Yes, ma'am, you only pay me for my expert analysis. I also don't pay you to sass my directions. Pretty sure that comes free of charge, babe. Not now, Suki. Just keep me informed. Yes, ma'am. Kusagi, ma'am. Kusanagi. No. 80% relatable. Alright. That's the end. Light clapping far away from the mic so I don't end up fucking up the audio. I liked it. It was a good game. Good job, everybody. I'm just going real quick. Okay. So that's been, wait, what was it? Days Without Yesterday. Go check it out. Go give some support to, these folks. They're good. They do good videos on the YouTube. And this is a bad video on YouTube about two people do good things on YouTube. So, later. Bye. I need to switch my laundry out. Oh my god. How long have I been playing this goddamn game? Oh my god. Wait. An hour and a half? Jesus. Okay. That's it. We're done. Nothing more to see here. Goodbye. Bye. Fuck off. Bye. Love you.